What's going on, everyone? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and in this video we've got a hunting video, a little bit different, a little more modern comic hunting video, and this was hunting on eBay because I like hunting on eBay, and I haven't done it for a while. Where what I like to do is I have some predefined searches that I have set up, and like while I'm working on other things, like maybe like listing comics or whatever else, I will just kind of go over there and hit refresh, and just hit refresh pretty regularly. See if you can like catch a deal, because people are looking for them. People are looking for those deals, and a lot of times I'm looking for books that I think maybe I could get graded and add that additional value to them. And I picked up quite a few books. I think there's like 12 books here or something like that. Some pretty fun ones, and so I'm really excited to look at these. And I mean, the other thing you'll see here is, I think maybe all but one or two are like bronze and copper, and maybe there's a Silver Age book in here, but a little more modern stuff. So kind of than what I normally buy. Like normally I'm buying Golden Age. So you can see that I'm actually maybe getting a little more comfortable with the pricing in that era now, after all the corrections that we've had for a number of years, and that's showing up in my purchases. But let's get into these. I'm not going to make you watch me open up each individual book, just because it'll take forever. But there are some of them that I took some gambles on, and so I'm definitely going to want to open those ones up while everything's going live, just so that you can see how they turn out. But all right, let's start getting into these. That's probably like the biggest book that's in here. Which one is this? Oh, let's start with this one. This one, all right, I'm just going to set those down there. This one is one of the ones that I took a little bit of a gamble on. Not an expensive gamble. Everything is, I mean, with eBay, you never know what you're going to get with shipping. I'd say this is maybe the most questionable one. It's in the manila envelope, but I can feel there's cardboard in there. So I think it's fine. Like nothing that doesn't look like it at least has some cardboard in there to support it. Because you never know. You never know what you're going to get with the eBay shippers, especially with something like this one that, I mean, it felt like maybe it wasn't a regular comic seller. The other thing I'll say, like when you're, because to me it feels a lot like doing it like this, it feels a lot like hunting through bins at a show. And that's what's fun to me. It's like you regularly check in, you're looking, you're trying to beat other people to that item, if you find what you think is like a good deal. And you just never know what you're going to find. But, all right. So yeah, you can see it's got cardboard. It's fine. But the interesting thing with this one, and this is one of those where it's maybe I talked about in that Star Wars video, if you watched that one that I put out recently, that sometimes a little bit of information can, you can be dangerous, and you can find some deals, you can find things that somebody else might not expect. And other times they burns you. And so this one, it was a little piece of information that I thought maybe there was something special about this book. If not, it didn't cost me a lot, so it's not a big deal. But this is Star Wars number 42. First appearance of Boba Fett in comics. I know he's in the like Marvel Super Special 16 or whatever. But the thing that caught my attention with this one, because this book just had a picture of the front and back cover, was this little star up here. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what that is, like on the pictures. I don't know if it's a sticker or something. But that little star, because that little star often means that this was sold on a military base. The military bases would often stamp them in their, in the stores or wherever they were selling them with that little star. And so I thought this had a chance at being a Mark Jewelers. Did not have a picture of the interior or anything. And so I figured, hey, I'll gamble. And it's a newsstand. Newsstands are, if it was direct, it obviously wouldn't be. Let's see. I don't know. I didn't ask because I made the purchase quick when I saw it pop up. It is.
I am the smartest man alive!
Awesome. It is a Mark Jewelers. Look at that. Little information. You put away those little... Now, what is this thing at the top? I wonder what that is. I don't know what that is. Like if somebody trimmed it or something? Maybe they did. Maybe it's just a miscut. I have no idea. I'll probably have to send it in. It almost seems like Like there's no color touch. I don't know. It's just, it's weird. It's like it's part of the cover, but it doesn't look trimmed. Like when it's trimmed, you can tell usually, like just by like what the edge of the paper looks like. And it doesn't look trimmed, almost like it's like just a miscut. Oh man, that is awesome. I love it when stuff like that works out. Like all I had from the listing was the front and the back. And I did not know anything except that it was a newsstand and it had that little star. And I was like, man, those little stars, they are often military bases. This could be a Mark Jewelers. And these aren't like creases. They're creases, but they're printer creases. So they aren't like damaged, damage from the person. That is awesome. I am super, it needs to be cleaned. Like it's, it's got some dirt and stuff. I didn't think it was like a high grade book, but Mark Jewelers for this book, it adds a pretty significant amount of value to the book. It could be $300 book, something like that. Oh man, that is the way to start. So yes, if you're wondering, that little star, keep an eye out for that, because that can not always, but it can sometimes mean that it is a Mark Jewelers or a National Diamond insert or whatever. And man, that is the way to start. I am pumped about that one. All right, so maybe I should let's do this one. This is another one where I could only see the front. I didn't see the back of it. And so I know there was like a piece cut out of the back, but I don't know how bad it was. So this one I did not pick up on eBay. This one I actually picked up on Instagram. The other ones I picked up on. Everything else I picked up on eBay. I just happened to get this one at the same time, and I wanted to open it here. But I did not see the back. I know it's missing a piece from the back. And I want to, we'll just see what it is. But this one I'll speed up so you don't have to watch me talk while I open this. All right, we are back. Okay, so this one I picked up from A1 Comics. If you're not familiar with them, they have regular sales on Instagram. I like A1. I like buying stuff from them. I will say, they put way too much tape in their packages for shipping. It is not necessary, like at all. And they like tape down the back of it, and it's way too much. Probably 4 times more tape than is necessary. And it actually, I think it increases your likelihood of damaging the book. But this one was a cool Schaumburg cover. It is a low grade book. Like I said, it's got a coupon, I think, cut out of the back. But this is Speed Comics number 34. But yeah, really cool World War II Schaumburg cover, like Nazis getting punched and beat up and everything. So let's take a look at that back cover and see if it's just the little coupon that I know is on the back or what. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's fine. I didn't know how much of it was like cut out to get the coupon, but that's the coupon on the back that's cut out. Let's see. I don't remember if it's attached. I mean, it's a low grade book. I think it was detached. Yeah, it looks detached. But it's not fully split or anything. So it'd probably get like a 1 or a 1.5, something like that. But nice colors and still has some nice gloss and all of that. Like no big pieces out of the front, which is the big thing. Like I said, just missing that piece on the back. And I think there's some like tape. But yeah, really cool. I've never owned this book before. Cool Schaumburg World War II book. All right. So excited about that one. Yeah, because it's always fun. Like, I've owned a lot of different books at this point, and there's certain books you still come across that are pretty rare, and you just don't see very often. And I saw this one pop up on one of their live Instagram sales, and said, hey, I'm gonna go for that one. But yeah, if I don't know if anybody from A1 ever watches my videos, but if you do, I would love if you would reduce the amount of tape on those packages. They use like the eBay packaging tape and not like painter's tape, and so it sticks a lot more and everything. So it's just everything is a little harder to get those open. All right, which one's this? Where are you? Okay, all right, jumping back up to, pretty sure this is Bronze Age. I don't think this is still, yeah, this should be Bronze Age. All right, so this one, I'll just tell you what I thought the grade was on it, and we'll see. I estimated, so that's one of the other things. When I'm looking at books on eBay, I mean, a lot of people will get hung up on like what the person graded it as or whatever. I couldn't care less what the seller has graded the book as. I am solely looking at it for myself. The only thing I'm paying attention to with like the seller is if they've given me any notes about like some piece missing from the interior or something detached or whatever that I can't see in images. Otherwise, I am just looking at this. Oh, cool, they gave me a free book. At least I think they did. I don't think that was supposed to be part of it. All right. So I'll show you the free book first. All right, so the first book here, which I think was just a free book, was Hulk 234, which is, I think this is like the first time Quasar gets the name Quasar. I think that's what that one is. Yeah, newsstand. I think they're all newsstands, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Hulk 234. This was not the book that I was purchasing. The book that I was purchasing was this one. So Hulk number 141, first appearance of Doc Samson. And I estimated this book at and kind of my point there was that, like, if there's bends or things like that, I don't care. I'm looking at it from a post-pressing perspective. Like after you get that book cleaned and pressed, what's that grade going to be? And I thought this one had a shot at an 8.5. So, let's see here. I mean, this is let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice, from the front right now. I mean, this is a really nice looking book. It's got like a little bit, see, of like spine wear, a few little spine ticks. But yeah, like colors are really nice. Let's check the back. Yeah. Back looks really nice. So I mean, I estimated it at an 8.5. I'm probably gonna get this one graded. Like off video, I'll do like the whole page count thing and all of that. Yeah, that is a really solid looking book. So yeah, excited about that. Let's get that in there nice. And I should have gotten some, I hate using the clear tape. I always like to I usually replace it with painter's tape, but yeah, Hulk 141, like a very nice looking copy. Again, I'll take a closer look, but I didn't see anything like off the bat that really jumped out. I mean, I could have maybe even undergraded it a bit. But yeah, and getting a free book and a key, so pretty cool. It may have been in the listing, but I wasn't even looking at that, so I don't think so. I feel like that's a free book. All right, next book here. What are you? Did I not label this one? I thought I labeled all of them. Maybe I didn't label this one. All right, we're just gonna open up. It's a mystery. You don't know what this one is, so I'll tell you when I mean, it's like in a kind of sort of Gemini. I mean, as I said, like everything seems like nothing really jumped out as like bad shipping on this, which is nice because I mean, I generally have pretty good experiences with eBay sellers, but I have had bad experiences as well. Oh yeah, here we go. So this one I just picked up because it's an awesome book and I thought the price was good. So right here we have got Batman 423 and a newsstand. I had this one as a 6 to a 6.5. I did not have it as like a super high grade or anything like that. This is one I didn't think I would probably grade it. I think I just felt like it was a really good deal. Yeah. So it's got a lot of spine wear. So if we look at kind of like see if we can get like reflection, like there's no like big creases or anything like that. But it definitely has, and you can see it more on the back because of the black cover. Definitely has spine ticks and stuff. And here's the back. So I had it as a 6 to a 6.5. There's that crease. Yeah, there's a crease up here. I don't know if it breaks color. It's tough to see. Yeah, it does break color. So I think that was why I graded it the 6 to 6.5, because if it was just the spine wear, maybe a 7. But yeah, 6 to 6.5. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Batman 423. I mean, arguably one of the best, if not the best, McFarlane covers of all time. And it's a newsstand. This one, I know somebody said in one of the comments, apparently that's like one of the fastest covers he's ever drawn as well. But yeah, super cool. I think the original art, it's coming up for sale on some auction. Heritage? Maybe somewhere else. I'm almost certain the original art for this is coming up for sale. But I don't remember exactly where. Yeah, Batman 423, super cool book. Okay, now this is the next one that I'm absolutely opening this one live. So this is this book here. All right, I'm opening this one live because this is from a zero feedback seller, and it's not. I don't mean that they have negative feedback or anything like that. I mean they're like a new seller that has no feedback. And they had a couple other books I wanted to, but I was like, this is all I'm willing to gamble. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping that the book that I purchased is in here and it isn't like something else and I get like a fooled you, dark helmet thing. Fooled you! When I open this. But I mean, packed really well is in that box. There's bubble wrap in there, then it's in this inside of it. I have never owned this book before. Yeah, hopefully, I'm glad it's packed well because I mean, condition was definitely part of the reason I bought this book, or paid what I did for this book. I don't remember if I made an offer, if I just outright bought it. I think I outright bought it. All right, it's there. It is the correct book. Now, oh man, this is a lot of tape. This tape is, I don't like this tape. All right, because I don't want to peel it, because the tape is over the front of the book, and if I peel it, I could indent on the book. I'll show you what I mean. And so this will be an example for if you are shipping things, don't do this, okay? You need to put the book face down on the cardboard when you're doing it. But I'll show you the book, and I'm going to deal with taking this thing out later. But this is Fantastic Four number 110. And it is the green color error variant. And so this is where it's like the blue wasn't in the printer, and so you get this green to it, and definitely a valuable book. And I thought it looked really nice, but this is what I'm talking about. This tape is all over the front, and if I dig my fingernail in to get it off, then I risk damaging the book. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the razor blade and I'm going to cut it on each side, and then I'm going to take it out of this bag and I'm going to put it in a new bag that doesn't have that tape on the front. But it is at least the book that I was hoping it would be. So zero feedback seller, gamble number 2. Gamble number 2 paid off. So, and you can tell, like, I mean, there's the tape there, but like it's a pretty solid copy. I mean, there's a little bit of color lift and things, but no big spine ticks, no big creases on this side over here. Anything like that. Colors really, really pop. So yeah, I am happy with this book so far. I've got it again. I will do page counts. You always have to do page counts for this stuff. You got to check for cutouts and all of that. Check for color touch, those kinds of things. I will do all that stuff after the fact. But it is actually the book that I was hoping it was, and yeah, I will. I'll deal with getting that tape off screen. But yeah, super cool. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I've never owned this. I've never owned one of these air variants before. All right, so now let's move to this one. This is another example of probably too much tape. So I mean, look at this. It's in this bag, but this is all packing tape, all packing like. All around it, on all sides, just bananas. So this is another one that I will see what I have to do to get this thing out. I won't make you listen to me the entire time that I'm opening this. I'm gonna try just cutting from the top, but I just Yeah, there's another bag inside. Oh man. Let's see here. Crazy. Look at this, another bag. I mean, I can't fault them for it being packaged safely. I think oh yeah, I mean, this was the most expensive book, and then we've got just like loads of cardboard. I mean, this was the most expensive. Man, that is. There's like a book in here. It's just a ton of cardboard. Maybe I will make you watch me open this. Because I got it out of that bag a little quicker than I was expecting. Let's see, where are you? I don't know where the book is. All right. It's like that'd be pretty funny if they just like in the process of using all this cardboard, they just put a whole bunch of cardboard. Okay, here it is. All right, the book is in there. Man. It's one of those things, like, I never want to fault people for, like, packaging stuff safely. Oh, wow. Okay. Not even in a... Okay, so, I mean, these are always unique ways that things get shipped. So, look at this. So they they cut out the inside of this cardboard and put the book in there. So it's, like, recessed in there. There's no board, which is fine. So, okay, so this one I will have to, like, I'll rebag and board this one. But, so yeah, here it is. We've got Crime Suspense Stories number 20, the Johnny Craig classic hanging cover. And then there's the back cover on this one. But yeah, I will be taking this one and putting it into with a new bag and board. And this is one that I am probably going to get graded. I'm planning on getting this one graded, and again, I'll have to do all the page counts and all that kind of stuff, and and the checks on the book. But yeah, one of the, like, I mean, Crime Suspense Stories 22, the beheading cover, is definitely like the biggest key from this run, the biggest pre-code horror key from this run. This one is number 2. Number 3 is probably the suicide cover, the head, the shooting gun cover. But yeah, this one is a big one. And I think it was like detached on the bottom staple, but attached on the top staple. So I do want to be careful with it, especially because it doesn't have that, that backboard. But I mean, I can't complain about the packaging. Like I mean, it's a very unique way of getting it here safely, but it did, got here safely. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. Did I put a label on this one? Oh no, I did. Okay, there's three books in here. I bought 2 lots from the same seller with this one, and one of them is actually the same book that I bought in one of these other boxes, but slightly different. And you'll see when I get to it. But yeah, like, I think these ones, well, I'm generally looking at, I mean, if they are the condition that I think that they are, I'm looking at getting these ones all graded. Or not all, but 2 of the 3 graded. One of them was really more of just like a throw-in. That was basically part of it. So the first book is Scooby-Doo number 7. And so I would say in the Scooby-Doo run, obviously number 1 is the biggest book in the run. A very valuable book. Number 7, which has a very similar look just because of the red, is probably number 2. This is a very desirable book, and I think it's because of how close it looks to number 1. That's what it almost feels like to me. It's also got the mummy on the cover and stuff. But I felt like it was a pretty nice copy. I mean, it's got an indentation along the spine, but that, I think that can be pressed. I had this one as potentially a 6 to a 6.5. And so we'll see after it, it looks pretty nice. The big flaws, there's a little crease up in the corner up there, and then there's some spine wear and some color lift, on the book. Just some color rub. This red cover, just like with Scooby-Doo number 1, this red cover just really does get, let's take it out of that bag so you can get a better picture of it. Oh yeah, I mean, that's super glossy too. Let's see. I don't know if I can get the lighting on it to work. But yeah, I mean, out of the bag, you can tell, like, it's a pretty nice book. It's just that it's got that little crease up in the corner. It's got that little bit of damage on the top of the spine. But a pretty nice book. Let's look at the back. Yeah, back looks nice. So there's the back. Back of the book looks really nice. I mean, I think after pressing, like, because that's one of the things, like, you've got to take care of that that stacking curl along the spine there, that indent along the spine. But after that, the big flaw is really that corner up there. And I think a 6 to a 6.5 is very reasonable, maybe even a 7. There's a little bit of like foxing or something. You can only see it at an angle, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's foxing or what. It's like kind of over here. But yeah, like super, super glossy book. Like this is one of the nicer like books from the Scooby-Doo run I've seen, just because they're always so beat up. But yeah, very happy with that. All right, so that was the first one, and I'm definitely getting. Be careful putting this in. I don't like these. These are my least favorite. These things, I hate these Mylar top loaders. They're my least favorite. I will be moving it out of that as soon as I can. The other book, this was just a throw-in that came with it. This is a Whitman variant of Scooby-Doo, like number. I don't even know if it's the variant or if this is the only one that they had at that point. It's like Scooby-Doo number 25 or something. They never put the. It's annoying how they don't put the issue numbers on the front. Let's see. Yeah, number 25. So nothing like real. I mean, it's really beat up. This was really just. It came with it. I wasn't buying it for this book. I was buying it for the Scooby-Doo number 7. So not too much to talk about with that one. But the other book that I picked up is this one right here, which looked to be a very nice copy. And this is Star Wars number 42. This is the direct, so you can see it's got Spider-Man's face down here instead of the barcode. But I felt that this was a very nice copy. I had this one as a 9.2 and 9.2. Take a look at this one. So there's some indentations up on the top corner that I felt could be pressed. So I don't know if they'll come in the light or not. Yeah, see those there? So that's the type of stuff that I don't worry too much about that. I feel like that can be pressed. The only thing that there was like a little color break in the upper right corner there. So that obviously can't have anything done about it, but I felt like those other indentations could be pressed. The spine of the book was really nice. The edges looked really nice. So I'm always looking at it from the perspective of after pressing. And let's take a look at the back. Yeah. Back it maybe has like a little stacking curl along this. Not much though. The back looks nice. So yeah. Happy with that. Well, and this is one of those that we'll see how how it takes the press to see how it does. But this is one that definitely the reason I picked this one up is I felt like after pressing that this book could do pretty well in terms of grade. And so I decided to pick up that Star Wars 42. So I got 2 Star Wars 42s, got the Mark Jewelers, which that's probably the most exciting one because that was just like, that was going off of, the information that I've learned over the years and just taking a gamble and having it pay off like that. The Fantastic Four 110, the Error, is also a pretty fun one just because let's see, here we go. Okay, that one is just like a little note on the order because that one was just a gamble. I did not know how that was going to play out, but so far this eBay comic hunting adventure has gone pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I do have some more books that I've picked up as well that just aren't here yet, and I'll do that in a separate video. This video is plenty long already, so I probably would have broken it up anyway. So this one, we're going to close out here with a Bronze Age horror book, and a super hot book right now. I don't want to shorten that blade there. I don't want to accidentally clip the book. This is why, like, whenever I ship things, like, I always use, like, when I'm going around cardboard like this, I always use painter's tape. And I put little tabs, like I folded over the edge, little tabs, so that people can just, you know, pull that tape right off, so that you don't ever have to, like, put a knife near your book. Because it's just your risk of doing something. Like, I've almost clipped books before, and it just always makes me nervous. And so, like, that's why I ship the way that I would want things to be sent to me. And just because I know the potential risks of all this kind of, like, having to use a knife as much as I have to use a knife here. You know? Cool Bernie Wrightson cover. Like I said, really hot book right now. Is actually on the Comic Tom top 10 or hot 10 or whatever, and I felt like it was a pretty solid copy. So this is Secrets of Haunted House number 5, and tough book to get in nice condition, obviously because of all the black. The original art for this has sold maybe like 3 or 4 times if you look at Heritage sold listings, and it's just crazy how it's climbed up over the years. It was like back in like the 08 or something, sold for like 6,000 or 8,000. Then it sold again in like 16 for like 16,000. Then I think it sold again in like 22 for like 32,000. You know, it's just like doubles every like 6-7 years or so. But yeah, super cool. Let's see, I think it has the Wrightson little name on it. Maybe this one doesn't, but it is a Wrightson cover. Thought it did, but maybe not. Whatever. But yeah, nice copy. Let's take this one out of the bag. We'll take a look at it. I'm gonna be maybe a little careful with this one, just with the fingerprints and everything for the black cover. But yeah, let's see here. Look at the interior. Yeah, it's got some little like indentations. It might be a little lower grade than even after a press. Than I think I had it as a. I thought it might do a 6.5 to a 7 after a press. I don't know. I think it'll be close. But yeah, I mean, you can see it's like, it is super glossy, but there's like, you see those indentations there on the front. I knew about those. There's this weird like color, like kind of like shadow thing on it. It doesn't look like water damage though. Because I don't see anything going through. I don't know what that is. No idea. But there's no like big flaws on this copy. Let's see, let's look at the back here. Yeah, there's no like really big like limiting flaw on this copy. It's just it's a buildup of a lot of smaller things. So it's like you've got, you know, a number, like some spine wear, and you've got that little crease. You know, a couple of them down in the corner. Those are probably the biggest things because they're so color breaking. But I still felt like after a press, maybe a 6.5 or a 7. But we'll see. So you can see those like shadowy things there. That's what I don't know what those are. Because it almost looks like something that was sitting on the cover, but I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. We will find out. But yeah, that's the last book. Secrets of Haunted House, number 5. Cool Bernie Wrightson horror cover, classic pumpkin cover. But yeah, that's it. This was my eBay comic hunting adventure. I feel like I got some pretty cool stuff. I'm very happy with these pickups. Again, I will after this go through all of these and do my whole like page count and, you know, looking for color touch or restoration, missing pieces, all that kind of thing. But yeah, on the surface, pretty happy. Hopefully enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and I will see you on the next one.